The next one is going to be a doozy. This honestly has the best chance of being a match that really is remembered for a long time. It's going to be a crash and burn style of battle. This is going to be the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Wade Barrett is coming into the WrestleMania 31 with a huge losing streak on his side. I honestly cannot remember the last time Wade Barrett received a win. This battle started out before the last pay-per-view, before Fastlane, when Wade Barrett beat Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, this was punishment for the Authority returning to the WWE. Dolph was the one who got the pin on Seth Rollins, which basically sent them back, even though it was Sting that did the damage. Wade Barrett won the Intercontinental Championship from here, and then from there, he went on to SmackDown, where he lost his first non-championship match to R-Truth. From there, he was beat by Dean Ambrose, hyping up their match at Fastlane, where Dean Ambrose wanted to win the Intercontinental Championship, where his picture would then hang on a wall inside Titan Towers down the Hall of Intercontinental Champions past. Luke Harper just showed up into this match basically because he was an Intercontinental Champion before, and everyone started stealing the title, so Luke Harper appeared out of nowhere one night and just took it and ran with it. From there, basically it was being passed around back and forth before Stardust attacked somebody, and he got the title as well. From there, I just made a video about this just the other day, but Daniel Bryan is going to be added to the match tonight. He's going to proclaim this is going to be his WrestleMania moment, where he is going to take down the Intercontinental Championship and I guess regain faith in this belt. For months and months, I've been talking about the Intercontinental Championship back when Dolph Ziggler won it, and it seemed like he was going to be on the uprise and getting some wins. I was hoping for maybe a 6-month run with the IC belt. Maybe that would sort of repair Ziggler's career and get him to a point where they can bump him up to the next level again. It's been a long time since WrestleMania 29 when Dolph Ziggler cashed in the night after WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw against Alberto Del Rio. From there, basically, Ziggler suffered a concussion. He took a month off and came back. And from there, it's never really been the same. Ziggler getting the win at the Survivor Series was supposed to be a big exclamation point on his career, where it seemed like he was on the uprise again. But we just haven't seen it in the last few months. So many times you see guys getting pushed like crazy, and then all of a sudden WrestleMania season comes around and they just don't have a spot to put him, and he gets cooled off. If you go back and you think about Edge, fighting for the championship with John Cena for the months leading up into WrestleMania, then all of a sudden out of the middle of nowhere, John Cena has a different opponent for Mania. This, of course, was the Mania that was in Chicago, and Edge got paired up with Mick Foley. He found a way to sort of make that Mick Foley match mean more than anything else that was on that pay-per-view. And I think that really got everyone's heads turning towards Edge as not being a guy that was supposed to be filler as a John Cena opponent to fill in pay-per-views, but a guy that really could mean something to the WWE. And that's really when his WWE career really took off to the point of being, a full-time champion, carrying SmackDown as well as, going on his Hall of Fame career. Lots of guys in this match honestly have a shot to win this. I would love to see Dean Ambrose win the Intercontinental Championship. I think it would be a good moment to show that the last year of Dean Ambrose's career hasn't really been a waste. Ambrose, since the breakup of the Shield, hasn't been able to beat Seth Rollins. He hasn't been able to beat Bray Wyatt. He's just been in a bad spot. Even last month when he had a shot at the Intercontinental Championship in a one-on-one match, he got disqualified for beating up Barrett and not listening to the referee's instructions. I think that basically Dean Ambrose winning this title at WrestleMania would mean more for his career in the long run. I think with a lot of people thinking that Roman Reigns is going to win the championship in the main event of WrestleMania 31. I think that you could also have Seth Rollins beat Randy Orton. I don't think that's so much of a stretch with him carrying the Money in the Bank. But then again, Randy Orton is coming back to the WWE after being out for 6 months. With the wins at WrestleMania 29 and the wins at WrestleMania 30, the Shield would be undefeated in six-mans as well as in singles action. You could either bring back the Shield together for a big match for WrestleMania 32 or 33, or you could do the long-awaited triple threat match of Rollins versus Ambrose versus Reigns down the road at a future WrestleMania, and their undefeated streak would be on the line, where everybody comes in never losing at WrestleMania, but somebody has to walk out with the win. That means two guys are not going to be able to say they're perfect anymore, and with the members of the Shield, Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns all being the future of the WWE in a lot of people's minds, that really could mean something. We've seen what the Undertaker streak meant to WrestleMania. John Cena, as far as I know, never being pinned. I think he's lost the match because I think he's been involved in the... has he ever lost? I think Cena had to have lost the match. Maybe it was a triple threat match. I don't think Cena's been pinned. Because he was in that match with Orton, Cena, and Triple H. So that must be why people have said that Cena's undefeated. But we'll have to see. Somebody will correct me down in the comment box below. Daniel Bryan coming into this match, honestly, is a little bit of a heartbreaker. Being in the main event, wrestling twice at WrestleMania 30, coming back WrestleMania 31. Maybe you can say is because he made his return at the Royal Rumble. Maybe he wasn't in the long-term plans for WrestleMania because WWE didn't know to put him in there, and they booked WrestleMania so far out. Even though when you watch television, it seems like WrestleMania was probably booked a week ago. It doesn't really seem like they have any long-term booking. No Pat Patterson and Vince McMahon sitting down and in the hot tub and booking out the territory, as Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, like he used to. R-Truth, no shot in hell he's going to be winning this match. Luke Harper is a good filler in this match. A lot of times with these ladder matches or Money in the Bank matches, you always have, it's sort of like the big tall guy who's there to help with spots, making sure that people get caught and being in the right place at the right time. Harper had a good out-of-nowhere run with the Intercontinental Championship, and he had a great ladder match against Dolph Ziggler. Honestly, 10 times better than what I was expecting at the TLC pay-per-view to kick it off. Probably the match of the night. He has that big, huge clothesline, and he delivers that big boot. So, a lot to watch from him. Ziggler and Stardust, two guys that I really wish the best for. Stardust, I'm guessing the feud with Goldust and his father, Cody Rhodes, I guess is dead. A lot of people talking about that online right now, about how they're not going anywhere. Just keep an eye out for Stardust, maybe running in, having a Matt Hardy moment, much like WrestleMania 24. Matt Hardy had been out for a while. MVP started climbing the ladder up to grab the Money in the Bank. MVP climbed up the ladder, hit the Twist of Fate on MVP, and he wasn't able to win that match. Carried on their feud that they were feuding over the United States Championship for so long, and really was a spark to Matt Hardy at that point. Stardust and Goldust both been pushing for this singles match. They were trying to have it at WrestleMania for the last 3 years. Their match at Fastlane honestly did fall short. I think a lot of people might have forgotten that Goldust actually got the win in that match, even though Stardust beat him up after it, and then right in front of his father. But I think there's a lot they can do with Dusty. They didn't like putting Dusty out there in front of the crowd, but Extreme Rules is the pay-per-view that has a lot of matches that are just sort of matches, but Stardust versus Goldust, giving Goldust that exit window to, exit stage right and move on to becoming a backstage authority figure for WWE would be great. I know that Goldust was pushing, trying to get himself into this match, saying that he was a 3-time Intercontinental Champion, but he wasn't able to pull it off. Lots to see from here. Wade Barrett, I think, is also a forgotten guy coming in. I think a lot of people are thinking that he's going to lose. He could be a dark horse, actually, to win his own championship back. We haven't seen him carrying the belt himself in about a month now, with all the people running around stealing it. He thought he got it back, but R-Truth had given him a fake WWE Kids belt, the ones that were made out of foam on Monday Night Raw. But, this guy lost the Intercontinental Championship to Miz at WrestleMania 29 on the pre-show. WrestleMania 30, off the top of my head, I can't remember him being in any of the matches. Maybe he was injured, or maybe he was in that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I can't remember. But, I think the Wade Barrett is a big piece of the puzzle for WWE in the future. Coming in with the NXT back there around WrestleMania 26, going out there on the stage and actually watching the pre-show Battle Royal that was won by Yoshitatsu. He's come a long way, and I think he is a bright part of the future. A big part of the future for the WWE. So we're gonna have to see. My pick in this is gonna be Ambrose. We're going to see what we can do from here. But there's going to be bodies flying everywhere. There's going to be more than one ladder inside of that ring. Everybody's going to be going up there. You know that Ziggler, Stardust / Cody Rhodes, Dean Ambrose, they're going to be looking for a moment, much like all those Money in the Bank matches from WrestleMania past, or from the Edge and Christian versus the Hardys versus the Dudleys. That big moment, like when Jeff Hardy is hanging off of the ring holding the championship belt, and he is speared by Edge. I mean, that replays for every WrestleMania moment of all time. It doesn't matter what DVD they're hyping up, what kind of a special on the WWE Network. That is what they play, and that's what these guys are looking for, that WrestleMania moment to put that exclamation point on their career and put them in the next level, so that next year they're looking at a big-time singles match, or they're looking at even a future championship match at the next WrestleMania.